Give us a show.
Yeah, let's go. Next match is on Northern Fjords. Northern Fjords, of course, is a very icy map. Lots of different combinations to work with on this map. Short range, long range, anything is perfectly viable on this map. And we have an update from Water to me on the bottom stream. Team Predators winning 5-0 clean sweep over the Sheldon Trading Company. So let's go ahead and get to the ship callouts here. Ship number 1 is the Helios, piloted by Dark Knight. What we have here is a Hades Mobula with double Artemis bottom and Gat Flare on the wings. Ship number 2 is the Reborn, piloted by Sunstrom. We have a Hades Mobula with double Artemis bottom and Gat Flak on the wings. Ship number 3 is the Fancy, piloted by Dimentio. It is a Hades Mobula with Artemis and a Flamethrower on the bottom, with a Gatling and an Artemis on the wings. Ship number 4 is a Democide, piloted by Spudnik. It is short side, a Hwacha and a Carronade, long side, Lumber and a Minotaur with a Hades and a Flare. Henceforth, they will be known as the Galleon.
Right.
Yes, a Minotaur. And yes, that is a Flamethrower on ship number 3, the Fancy. That is a Flamethrower on the bottom deck.
On the bottom deck?
Yes, on the bottom deck, that is a Flamethrower. Look at that on the hull side. A Flamethrower with a Artemis on the left wing. That's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Could they be going with a shorter range, maybe in-your-face type of Mobula here? Opting for maybe getting close. However, they're going to have a hell of a time getting that Flamethrower in range if they get in close. I think if I'm Reborn, if I'm Helios, I'm happy to stay long range and
well,
wear this match out.
Skyborne, they can do it from this distance without any issues.
Yeah, and of course, if they even so much as put any damage on that hull, the Fancy, that's going to force one Artemis gunner off for even longer. That's the Artemis side, so a bit of a risk here by Fancy. They need to get things in a little bit close with that Flamethrower if that's what they're going to do. Meanwhile, Reborn and Helios, of course, Skyborne basically saying, you know what, standard tactics, ground and pound the Galleon here. And
although those lumberjacks are coming out very well, also, now we think about it, with the recent update, the Mobula Flamethrower lower could actually be possible since the top guns are turned a bit more inside, if I'm correct. I don't know the exact degrees which they did it on.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's
more reliable.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's not the case. The problem is, getting close to Reborn, they dare you.
Of course.
That is always the trick. Of course, last match we saw a Squid try to do that with a Galleon. It didn't work out too well. Mobula might have an even more difficult time getting in on the flank, or even in close of the Reborn and Helios, but they are closing distance very, very slowly. Nope, they've decided, nope, now it's time to back up a bit.
Well, that's the thing is with the Mobula is how you have to maneuver. You have to go forward a little bit and then up or down, meanwhile, and then you have to pull backwards a little bit and then either up or down first on what you did at the start to keep confusing enemy gunners that have to constantly change their arcs where they're firing. Can be a hell of a nut to crack if a Mobula is constantly making a little bit of that wheel movement. You can dodge quite a lot of fire if it's executed properly.
Indeed. However, of course, the unhydroed and unshoot vented, I'm sorry, not shoot vent, yeah, it is shoot vent. The unhydroed and unshoot vented rise and fall of the Mobula has been nerfed a bit.
I don't even mean with hydro and shoot vent.
Yeah.
I just mean you can just go up and down with
that
stuff.
What I'm saying though is the acceleration has been nerfed, so you can't really jerk the Mobula up and down like you used to. You can still do those subtle movements and really throw off the aim of the enemy gunners, of course. But it's not like it used to be, is what I'm saying. As the Reborn has repositioned, they're going to take a slightly different angle to the Fancy, and they're doing some good work right there. That Hades doing some work. Right there on the Fancy, in fact, picking up the Fancy's Hades with the Artemis. And they have definitely forced the Fancy's Artemis gunner off of that Artemis. In fact, he is downstairs on that hull. It looks like he is parked on that hull right now, so that means the Fancy's going to have one less member of their team shooting, one less member of their ship shooting, and one more person repairing. That's advantage Skyborne. So far, a lot of jockeying for position, not a lot of killing, but that's okay. That is okay because that's what Skyborne's looking for. Skyborne's
as long
looking
as you
to
don't have a coin flip.
I'm going to flip you.
As long as I didn't just jinx it.
Heads, I flip him. Tails, I flip him twice. Either way, I win. That's a coin flip I can get behind. 2-2, call it in the air.
Although I get the feeling that both these teams are not going to wait for a coin flip to go around.
Ooh, yes, Fancy finally getting much closer to the range they were looking for.
Although they are very, very low. If they go in combat right now, those Artemis rockets will not be able to connect.
If they can push in with this cloud cover, if that Galleon can get in much quicker, if they can get in, they might have something to work with.
Reborn going in slightly as well. So far, they have not been spotted. Oh, Slot going out on the Fancy. Reborn is bearing down on him.
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
Need to get the heck out of there.
Yeah, Fancy's gonna burn out of there. They're burning some Hydro out. Looks like they're gonna take the engagement right now. Not a bad idea by Fancy. They just couldn't execute it because the Galleon was a bit slow getting into position. Not a bad idea, though.
Awfully low, of course. It would make it really easy for the Reborn just to bear down on them and...
Yeah, but low was good. Low is something that you don't expect in that situation. So going low with that cloud cover was the right call, especially with the Hydro in play. The problem, again, was the Galleon was too slow to get into cover, and they saw it coming. If they had executed that faster, maybe they pull it off and get that flamethrower into play. Of course, let's take a quick look at the Reborn, as they do have Chem Sprays in play, as does the Helios. So that flamethrower may not be as effective, but they will at least keep engineers on Chem Cycles, which may be what they're looking for. Keeping those engineers on Chem Cycles to prevent repairs from everything else might be what they're looking for to get the Democide doing their thing. And then from there, just kind of grind out a close-range kill. Maybe that's what they're looking for here. Don't know just yet. We have 13 minutes left in the match. No permahull breaks on either side. Both teams looking for that one opportunity. I would not be surprised if this is one of those matches that ends 2-0.
Or even 1-0. This could go either way.
Reborn getting pushed. Reborn getting pushed back.
Ooh, excellent fire going out there. Those Minotaurs really managed to connect. Really interesting to watch.
Just to confirm with your timer, you've got 12:30 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure mine's right. Alright, so yeah, Helios is going to put some shots out on the Fancy. It looks like they're going to have that split range fire here. Helios on one side, Reborn on the other. Meanwhile, the Fancy and the Democide are grouped up together as the Helios is almost hull broken. Not quite, but they could be. This could be the first hull break of the match right here. Shots going in the balloon. A balloon break would be devastating. No, they do get the hull break, but no perma-hull just yet. No, they do pick up a slight bit of perma-hull. That's maybe 2 or 3% perma-hull right there. Maybe 2%. Good job by the pilot avoiding most of that fire right there. They lost most of the balloon.
Reborn is completely on himself now. Wide out in the open, only cloud cover there, which doesn't prevent it from being taken.
Yeah, but good job by the Reborn going sideways right there, minimizing its profile and using the cloud cover to its advantage. Job well done. Now the Galleon knows they're going side to side. Yeah, now they know they're running, so now they know it's going to be a tough shot no matter what. They're probably not going to catch the Reborn from here. That's a tough shot even with Lesmok Hades. Good shots though. It's a tough shot. I mean, you got to be a good shot with the Hades to hit a Mobula, even at mid range. But at this range, I mean, let's take a look. That's over 1,000 meters.
You have to be able to connect with the hull armor instead of the balloon, which is a pain in the ass of the Mobula. You have to hit it slightly on the top, especially at this kind of distance. That is no easy task with the Hades. Meanwhile, the Galleon pushes wide into the open, supported by the Fancy. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to pick. Meanwhile, heavy fire going out on the Galleon. The balloon is on heavy fire down there.
And Democide's getting lit up right now. Hades fire going into it. Democide may be hull broken any second right now. They're definitely about to be balloon broken with 10 stacks on that balloon. There goes the balloon. Democide may actually be in trouble here. There's the hull break. Perma-hull damage going into the Democide. That's about 30-40%. They're down to stage 2. They do get that hull back up, but man, they are hurting right now. Good job by Skyborne putting some perma damage on the Democide. They really, really, really need to reposition or get the fight moving here. Fancy appears to be backing up now. 10 minutes left in the match. Half the match has gone by. I would not be surprised if we see overtime, of course. In fact, I would almost guarantee overtime at this point. The question is, will we have kills on the board before then?
Oh, I see on the stream here that we are getting overexcited by 3% perma hold on. Yes, in these kind of matches, 3% can be the
well, it's a little more than 3% right now, as Democide's down to about 60%. Helios is about to get hull broken as well. Again, I'm thinking this is one of those matches where it's going to be a 2-0. The first blood is actually going to decide the match, in my opinion. So, yes, that little bit of perma-hull damage is going to get us excited. As the Reborn is eating some Hades fire here. They're low balloon, low armor. Now the action is starting to pick up as both teams in the ranges that they want. It's just a matter of who's executing their shots right now. So far, Blue is executing their shots. Red has pushed back into a very predictable spot. Let's take a look at the map. They're getting pushed into a corner. Blue might actually have an advantage here if they can get one more good push. Democide getting lit up. However, if they can get this good push in, Blue may have the advantage going forward.
Although Blue is wide out in the open with no cover at all, Red has some cover with that pillar which they can take.
Not much cover though. In fact, let's look at the Fancy.
Here by the, no wait, actually they are still inside there.
Blue pushing up. It looks like this is where they're going to make their stand right here. Blue is going to push up. Fancy's getting into position. Democide is tanking it. Helios is balloon broken. Looks like Fancy has decided they're going to get into range right now, trying to take out guns of pretty much anything they can on the Helios. Reborn's just taking pot shots right now on the Galleon. However, they're missing a lot of shots. No, now they're connecting with the hull, but they missed half that clip, did the Reborn. Not a good volley. Fancy moving in on the Reborn.
Yeah, this is really where combat starts. There's no turning back at this point.
Hold that thought, as Reborn might still have hard cover available to them. Fancy's backing up. They realize the hard cover's there. They do pick up perma on the Reborn, though, before they get hard cover, as the Helios looking to push the Fancy back out. And Fancy gets hull broken as well. Helios they're attempting to balloon break the Helios. No perma hull in the Fancy. A good job. Actually, maybe a sliver. So a good job by the Galleon guarding their Mobula here. A very, very intriguing position for Blue. If they can't push up, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're at a disadvantage. But if they can push up the Fancy, they have advantage.
A hull break on the Reborn?
Yeah, a hull break on the Democide as well. This could be... Whoever decides to get aggressive here could decide who wins. Basically, if Blue gets aggressive, they could take something here. If they do not, I get an advantage to Skyborne. Democide down to 40%. Fancy may be forced into this. Helios hull broken. They're getting the shots they want. He's down to 40%. They're getting the shots they want. Helios gets that armor back up. Oh goodness, it's anybody's ball game right now, folks. Fancy's still in a great position, but Democide's low. Helios is low. Reborn at 60. Fancy almost hull broken. Fancy's hull broken. They're going to start losing perma. They're almost balloon broken as well. This could be devastating for the Fancy. They're down to 40%. Armor going back up. However, that balloon is still down. Hades raining down on the Fancy. This is a very, very bad position for the Fancy right now, as they're down to 50%. Everybody is down to at least 60% or lower. Helios, hull broken and balloon broken. They are forced out right now. They're down to 20%. Hades raining down. Hades connecting, but they get the armor back up in time. Reborn forced up to try to push back. Reborn, balloon broken for their efforts, but do not suffer a hull break just yet. Will they get hard cover? Not just yet. They do have hard cover from the Fancy, not from the Democide. Democide's pushing up. How much time do we have left in the match? We have action going on right now. It's anybody's guess as to how this is going to go. We have 6 minutes left in the match. Democide hull broken. Democide hull broken. This could be the kill right here. This could be the kill. And...
Oh, they clutched
they clutched the hull. They clutched the hull. Good job by the Democide engineers. However, they smell blood, does Skyborne. As Fancy forced up into the action. They don't have a choice here. They're trying to pick up the Helios before they pick up the Democide. First blood is going to be crucial here. 5.5 to go here, folks. 5.5 to go. Hard cover in play. Democide trying to rely on their armor right now to tank it. Good shots from the Lumberjack going into the balloon of the Reborn. Reborn backing up. Helios should likely be the target here. Reborn almost hull broken. Meanwhile, the Helios down to about 20% balloon. That's one stack on the balloon. Yes, they are going after the Helios here. Helios almost hull broken. That is a mallet that went on the Helios. This is the chance to go in if you're fancy. They're switching now. Reborn taking the Vanguard position. Fancy eating some shots to the balloon.
Hull break, balloon break on the Helios again.
Balloon break on the Helios. Democide smelling blood. They're trying to pick up the Helios hull break. No, they do not. The clutch mallet on the Helios. Meanwhile, Reborn trying to put shots on the Fancy as we have under 5 minutes to go, folks. I said before, first blood is going to be crucial. Hull break on the Reborn. Democide literally hanging on with dental floss here, but full armor. They're doing okay right now. Helios hanging on with just a little bit more than dental floss. Hold that thought. They're getting lit up right now. That's a balloon break, a hull break. This could be it, folks. And just missing. Oh my goodness, that was razor thin. Oh my goodness. Reborn going up to the Vanguard position. They're getting lit up now. Skyborne hanging on by a thread. This is a role reversal here. Hull break on the Reborn. Shots going in. Reborn almost balloon broken. Hull broken. They're down to about 20% perma. We got 4 minutes left in the match. Let me double check the timer here. We're down to under 4 minutes here. Oh my goodness, this is the most exciting 0-0 match I've been a part of in a while. Hype train.
I just want to point out the really excellent play from the Skyborne. Constantly as one of them is taking damage, the other one pushes forward, taking damage from the other, so they're constantly swapping forward and backwards into who's taking the damage.
Yes, and the Rebel says every engineer deserves an applause. I agree 100%. I think every pilot deserves an applause as well. I think everybody deserves an applause. This is an excellently played match. Now, there are matches in which you have terrible 0-0s and you have good 0-0. Oh, Democide's caught. Democide is caught. This could be it right here. He is caught out in the open. Armor low. Clutch mallet. Oh, they're going to go down. Oh, they go down. There they go. 1-0. There's first blood for Skyborne. Fancy forced into this engagement. They do not have a choice. They need to pick up a kill right now. They may pick it up on the Helios. First kill goes to Red. Checking the timer right now, folks. The timer is at 2:45. Fancy has to stay in this engagement. They are not going to escape. They need to pick up a kill. This is a must-win 1v2 for Fancy. If they die, you can call it a day, folks. That first blood will end it if they die. They cannot escape, not against two Mobulas with Hades. They're trying to pick up a hull break on the Reborn. They need a cheap kill in a hurry. Democide back in play. Hull break on the Fancy. Oh, this could be it, folks. This could be the match. Remember when I said first blood could decide it? That should be the match right there, folks. 2-0 in favor of Skyborne. It should go into overtime, and they have no chance at this point to call it a comeback unless the Galleon picks up a quick, cheap kill before overtime.
Well, they have to pick up 2 kills, and then the overtime will still have to come and
pick up a third. Yeah, so it's. I would say chances to win Skyborne 99.9% at this point. 1:45 left, folks. I would dare say this is this is pretty much a GG. As DeRebel says, dental floss doesn't do shit anymore, though. That unfortunately is so. The dental floss did not hold up. Very well done, though, I must say, by both teams. That was a very executed game plan by both teams. The main difference here, of course, is that Skyborne's patience allowed them to get the mistake that they were waiting for by the Galleon. And it wasn't even a big mistake. It was a very minor mistake. The one flaw in the game plan, of course, being for Blue, was that they were going to have to be out in the open and that Red would dictate the action. And Reborn's been hull broken. Oh, wait a minute. We might actually have that 0.01% chance here. Reborn taking shots. Oh, no, they go into the balloon. Bad luck right there. Now they're putting them into the hole. Remember that 0.01% I was mentioning before? Oh, wait a minute. We could have a sweep. We could have a sweep. Here's the problem with the sweep. They need an active engagement going into overtime. Reborn pushing in on the Fancy. They're going close range here. Fancy hull broken. Reborn goes down before. Reborn's down 2-1. Helios, they do not want to kill the Helios here. They do not want to kill the Helios. That's very important. They need the overtime. They want the overtime to happen. They want an active engagement with overtime. I got 15 seconds left, folks. If Skyborne could literally play the timer here, not spawn, and win it if they wanted to. Helios could literally suicide and call it a day. I think that's what they're going to do. 2-2. Yes, indeed. I've got 2, 1. I've got time. I'm assuming you have time as well. That's time 0. That's it, folks. Skyborne wins on timer. Wow, what a match.
Very, very exciting. The second great match we've been seeing here. This has certainly been a very, very interesting SCS so far, and the day isn't even over yet, folks. We could have even more interesting matches